Hello.
Hello. Welcome back.
Felt you were there break into song there.
Do I feel it?
Hello.
I feel it coming.
That's another song, The Weekend. She just said,
Well,
Erin.
welcome everybody to another episode of We've Got This Maybe. Not a podcast. Oh, well done. And welcome to our new subscribers. We've had a flurry of new subscribers, which is amazing. And a lot of people getting involved in the conversation now, which is so nice to see because, you know, we love having these conversations and I love hearing, you know, other people's takes on it and maybe even having a different opinion to us as well, which is brilliant. So if you are a new listener out there and you haven't liked, subscribed, all of that fun stuff that we have to say when we're doing a podcast, then please do. So you
go do it. Yeah. Join the community.
That's it. Come and join the chaos.
The chaos, the tribe.
Absolutely.
The vibe.
All of that great stuff. And today's conversation is going to be a good one. We are talking about all those things that you have been unwillingly influenced to buy. Like your phone mic has been on where you're just thinking about something, open your Instagram, TikTok, whatever, it pops up, your prayers have been answered, you've then bought it.
Oh my God, it's so true, isn't it? And the thing is, this has always happened. Like, if we go back to, you know, QVC days, this has always been a thing, but it's now everywhere, you know, and it's way more than it ever has been before because you'd like choose to watch QVC.
Yeah.
Whereas now you're scrolling and it's just, you can't help it.
It's choosing you.
It's just in front of you. Yeah.
And when you said QVC there, I was actually thinking even before that. Like, I don't know about you, but you know, favourite part of my, you know, Christmas holidays was scrolling through the Argos catalogue.
Oh, girl, you are talking like, nostalgia, yes.
Absolute product placement there in terms of...
a little bit of a circle around the, you know, Teddy Ruxpin.
Exactly. But that in itself was, you know, a level of like influencing because you would only buy or only be aware of the things that were put in front of you.
Yeah. And if you think about the advertising that goes with the kids' TV in Toys R Us, that song, you know,
they can't.
Magical place. No, we're almost there or something.
We're vocal today.
That's right. We shall be releasing our EP shortly. But yes, no, I think there's lots of things that, you know, came from like the old sort of school kind of advertising world, but it's just evolved into something so fluid and subliminal.
And while we're just talking about the Toys R Us thing, right? How do you feel about it when, and I don't know about Sophia, but when my two watch CBBC or Milkshake on Channel 5 or any channel where there's adverts, they still do the toys adverts.
Yeah, they do.
And some of them I don't even think are age appropriate for the programs that's being shown. Like, how do you feel about that when you see those sort of adverts?
I have to admit, Sophia has not watched a huge amount of sort of the
live TV.
Yeah. She's more of a Netflix, Disney Plus. Oh my God, she's such a vibe. But, you know, like she's obsessed at the moment with a thing called Creature Cases, which is on Netflix. So she very rarely gets that exposure to the adverts because even we try to avoid sort of the YouTube adverts as well, like, you know, because we have YouTube Premium and stuff like that. So she doesn't get a huge amount of exposure, but when she does, she's hooked. She's like, "Oh, what's that, mummy? Mummy, I want one of them."
Like it really annoys me because when I see, like so for example, you know that big YouTuber Mr. Beast. You must have heard of him.
Oh
right?
yes, Maxwell's obsessed.
Yeah, so he's got you know a range of kids' toys and some like confectionery and stuff like that. And those adverts are often on. And he appeals to adults as well in terms of his content. And when Rory has seen it, he's been like, turn it off. Like, we don't need them to see that. Like,
to see that,
I can sort of deal with baby Annabelle. But like, but I always feel like a line is crossed. And now when I'm looking at it through adult eyes, and I can see how my children are viewing it, it bothers me more, I think. But then I think as an adult, I'm being fed the same things, like countless beauty products, countless kitchen gadgets, all of this stuff I like don't need,
Yeah.
but I have to have.
But this is the thing, that the have to have has changed. The shift in how we respond to commercial advertising now is very, very different. So what's really interesting, particularly post-COVID, I'm going very intellectual here, very rare moment for me. But since COVID, our values have shifted in terms of what we want to buy. So now we look at the values of that company, of the brand, of the influencer they're using, of the brand ambassador they're, you know, promoting their products with, rather than looking at, oh, look at that beautiful man sat on that yacht in the middle of the Maldives with, you know, an aftershave like spritzing around him. Like, we don't want to live the lifestyle. We want them to meet our values.
Yeah.
So that's where the micro influencer, this whole thing around like social media and people on, you know, socials influencing you to buy.
And
so real.
I understand that, because I have never understood the concept of fragrance adverts, because, you know, man on a yacht, I have no idea what that smells like. I just have an idea what it looks like.
But that's the thing. It's like, it's that whole irrelevance. It's that whole, you're buying it, you know. I mean, when I did fashion at uni, I did one of my pieces on Gucci. And again, it was all about, they didn't want you to buy the clothes. They wanted you to buy the lifestyle, the Gucci lifestyle, because then you don't just want the clothes. You want the perfume, you want the, you know, you want the bag, you want the shoes, you want the, you know, everything. You want the home, you want your dog to have it, you know, like it's breadth rather than sort of just, you know, one piece or whatever. So it's a really interesting shift though, that what's happened lately, well, not lately, not a good 6-7 years, but you know, it's really become quite intense, hasn't it?
So tell me, what's the first thing you remember buying then that you would have been influenced to? So not something recent, but the one thing you can actually remember.
Oh, I mean, God, I mean, it must have been when I was a kid, I'm sure. And I mean, what's coming to mind is Rainbow Bright, I think, is the very first thing when I was a, you know, kid. But
I'm looking at you blankly here.
My God, are you too young for Rainbow Bright, Erin?
Tell me what it is. It might.
Oh my God, Rainbow Bright's like the most awesome girl. She has this wonderful fiery red hair. She's got all these like cool little creatures. I can't remember what they're called. Someone's going to throw me shade for not remembering. But I can't remember. But it was just like this cool girl, and she saves the world every time because she's Rainbow Bright, and she's got these rainbow crystals, and it's like a cartoon. It's like, it was just like you know, they did it with toys in mind.
Yeah.
So they, you know, created the cartoon and then created the toy line. So it was all like, you know, I had a Rainbow Bright wallpaper, bedding, toy.
Got ya.
You know, everything was Rainbow Bright. So that's probably the first. And I think I got that from Saturday morning telly.
Yeah. That's the early days of it then.
Yeah.
And then as an adult then, so maybe through social media, what was maybe one thing that you've been...
Easy.
Go on.
Mrs. Hinch. God love her. I mean, again, I think this woman, I mean, from what I see, she hasn't got a bad bone in her body. She's generally just, you know, she's just doing what she does. And, you know, she very heavily influenced me on buying a shark hoover.
Oh, well, who wouldn't want a shark hoover?
Well, that's it, exactly. I mean, I'm not endorsed by them. I'm not. But I do love my shark hoover. I've got two.
So what was it about that influenced you?
It's just looking at, you know, watching someone. I don't know, are you obsessed with like watching people clean stuff?
I am, and we've had that conversation about the pool guy.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So not that I would buy pool cleaning equipment, but you know what I mean. I love that.
Yeah. So would you know the ones where they like clean the carpets?
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Oh my God, obsessed. Such like that whole sort of like relaxation thing. I will sit and watch someone like clean a carpet. And at the moment it's all the spot cleaners.
Yeah.
Oh my God, obsessed. Like proper, like I need to watch a video. Like I need to see someone clean something so I can see the difference. So yeah, I would say that sort of shark hoovers are definitely my vibe. But I don't know, I'm very obsessed with watching someone clean something, and if I think it looks like it's going to work, I need it. I need cleanliness.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're the same. Like, what are the things that you...
So it's all, you know, there's such a range of different influencers, right? And people speak to different people.
Yeah.
So, I see people pop up on my feed all of the time that, I almost feel like it's fake or it's like put on, and I don't relate to them. So I'm not influenced by.
So you're de-influenced.
I'm de-influenced. I'm almost like I either know you're not using it or that's not authentic for you.
I can see, you can see through it.
Yeah, I can totally see through it. I much prefer seeing people that I think are like similar to me, organically using something, being authentic with it. And I'm wanting to people like, I like to see the results. Like, so I will like look at a lot of things. And if something like seems to me like a good idea, if it's not like crazy expensive, like I genuinely am like tempted like by it. So I can think of a few things, and I think I've even then influenced you into getting them as well. So that Wonder Skin lip stain, right?
Yeah, I'm wearing it this evening.
Well, exactly, but that was something that was popping up all over my feed, but it like sang to me because it solved a problem I had.
And that's the perfect solution for marketing, right?
Yeah. So it was, I kept having to reapply lip liner or lip balm or lipstick or whatever during the day, and it would drive me mad. And I'm one of these people that I've got like really fair lips, so I have to wear something. So I saw this product and I like skirted around it for a bit. I was like a bit of like a voyeur. I would then stalk people who were using the hashtag or whatever and seeing how they would use it. And then, as I said, like it answered like a problem. So I bought it, and then from that, I've then passed it on in like a really organic way, and just other like random things like that, really.
So are you more sort of? So it's interesting because you've just said it fixed a problem. Do you think the influence, not the de-influence, like when you do find something where you're like, ooh, do you think if that problem gets solved instantly, you're more curious than what you are if someone like who you really like, I don't know, like an actor or something, like, how I'm saying I love Mrs.
Yes,
Hitch. Like what would be the more sort of tempting?
So I would say I would rather see a nobody talking positively about something, because I feel like I potentially understand the influencer world. So I can see through knowing
you've got an eye.
Somebody is being paid to say they like that. And then
do you look for the ad? Do you look for the hashtag ad?
Oh God, that annoys me. On Instagram, that does annoy me, right? And just going on for a sec, right? What also annoys me, and I've been put in my place a few times on this, but it does still annoy me. The people, so the celebrities to a degree, whatever you call them, like the people in the public eye, like not A-list celebrities, but your reality TV stars, like they often don't need the products, right? But one of them, they're pregnant, having a baby. They get sent the full kit of really, really expensive baby gear, which they're then trying to influence me and you to buy. They've got it for free. They don't need it. And that annoys me, actually. And like Rory would always say to me, but they've worked hard to be the face that brand wants to represent them. So fair play to them. And I get that. I really do. But it does still annoy me that they're being given stuff for free and then trying to get us to buy it.
But that's a really interesting principle, because I think this goes beyond just the influencing, right? The fact that we all struggle, we all fight, we all pay our bills, we all do what, we buy the clothes for the children, we, save up and buy the Christmas present or the birthday present or whatever. And then when you become famous, you're literally handed stuff for free.
Yeah.
And it's like, what? Like, that's not fair. They can afford it.
I know. And I get that my like viewpoint on that like might be wrong, and I understand that they have worked to be in that position, but it does annoy me.
No, I can completely resonate with the annoyance. I can totally get that. And it is ultimately, it's a marketing, it's a marketing ploy, and it's an absolutely, it's a gold mine of an area. Influencing is particularly what you're saying about the nobody sort of person on socials, because that's where people are now going into, a lot of brands are going into micro influencers rather than using the big names, which is really interesting. And people are rather having reality TV stars rather than the big, David Beckham or, some of the big names and stuff, which is really curious.
Yeah. And it's so funny. So there's a girl that I have followed on Instagram for probably 12 years. And I picked her up when she was doing, I don't know, like the body coach, Joe Wicks, when he was in his peak. And I just must have started following her at the time. And she had, a small but a quite a good channel. Like, she was very relatable. Just used to post her food essentially, and then it sort of transferred a little bit into like her posting like how her body had been changing. And people like me who were also doing the Joe Wicks thing, I would follow it like for food influence, for motivation, for whatever. Yeah. And 12 years on now, she has, still quite a relatively small but very successful platform, and she is now influencing for like Look Fantastic and gym brands and protein brands and stuff like that. But she still lives like a pretty down to earth life. But she's now got a child, and her like page and how she influences and who she influences has changed. But when I see people like her, and she's putting her affiliate link on to everything, and everyone's got an Amazon shop these days because anyone can earn money from Amazon, right? A part of me is inclined to want to buy through it because I see the journey, and I want to
support her.
I want to support, but then part of me is still a little bit like, no.
It's so difficult because you can understand how it's become, a job. It's become, people, and the anxiety that must come from it as well. Because those are the people who are obsessed with the likes and are obsessed with the numbers, because they literally are hanging on those for pay, like for their livelihoods, right? So it's a really difficult balance, because I can totally understand, like you say, like I sometimes get de-influenced when I see people using stuff, and I'm like, you don't need that, or you don't need to use that,
or you blatantly don't use
that is not what's going on in this right now.
The makeup and the skincare thing is the one that gets me, and they're like half and half makeup, and I'm like, you absolutely didn't just do that, or that's not how you woke up. And do you remember everyone was in heatless curls?
Yes. Oh my God. Yeah.
On TikTok. And I was like, there is absolutely no way you've just woken up and that's what your hair looks like. Rubbish. I've used those heatless curls and I end up looking like a curly poodle.
Oh, they're honestly they are ridiculous. Have you seen that one about the woman running up for her wedding? Running up the stairs?
No.
It's this whole like thing. I love it. I'm gonna have to share this if I can find it again. Basically, it's this woman. She looks beautiful. She's in like Italy or somewhere. It's fabulous. And she's literally like, oh, hairdresser like was ill, had to do my own hair. And she's got the so she's running up the stairs to her wedding late. And she's like, it's all like slow-mo. And she's like running up. And like while she's running up, she's like getting rid of the grip, and she's pulling out the satin hairbandy thing. And she's like running up the stairs of the city hall, and there she is. There's the husband to be, and she's like pulls out her roller. She's like, oh, I'm beautiful, all wonderfully done. I'm like, you did not do that.
But I don't know if you also saw, like, it's still like influence, but in a slightly different way. Like last week or a couple of weeks ago, whenever it was now, when I was seeing all like the imagery from Glastonbury coming out. And apparently the thing was for people to rock up at Glastonbury with like pink curls or heatless rollers in. And they were all doing it because, that was the trend. That was the thing. So it's not even just being influenced to buy stuff. You're influenced to do so many things.
Oh, of course. Absolutely. It is something that I think kind of, I'm at that level where I'm heavily influenced in certain areas of my life, but I'm not in others. So that kind of Glasto thing, I'll be like, jog on.
Yeah.
Whatevs. Whereas like if you tell me that spot cleaner can get rid of like my blueberry stain on my carpet from my 5-year-old, I am there.
Really done. So tell me, are you like a deal hunter? Are you someone that hunts for deals, or do you just go in, pay full whack, and be done with it?
Now, Erin, I am a northerner and I cannot do anything without a deal. So I absolutely hunt down. I sign up to all the sites. I get all the newsletters, and I don't look at them every time they come through. It's only if I need something, I will look and hunt down something, but I will have all the access to them. And the main thing that I also do is, I don't know if you do this, with my supermarket shops, when I do them online, I literally have Tesco's, Asda, Ocado, I have all of them open, and I do the basket in each one of them, and I will go through, it takes me about 3 hours to do a shop, because I'll go through every single basket and I will put everything in and find out who's got the cheapest total. Then, another level, and then look at all the deals in the offer. So basically, lettuce, 60p, 58p, 56p. Right, you're having my lettuce. So I'll go through and I'll buy 3 lots of shopping from different supermarkets, so I get the cheapest price overall.
Wow.
Another level, huh?
Do you know what? I don't do that, but I do look at like price per 100 mils and stuff like that. When I'm buying
I'm
stuff,
obsessed with that.
Yeah, I do that, and that's something that like Rory had taught me to do. And sometimes I do that, but I'm a little bit more distracted with my shop. But when I'm buying anything online, I will spend. So, prime example, we're looking to buy Max a bike for his birthday. So, found the bike that we wanted. I'm now on every voucher code website.
Nice.
Right, searching it. I know they bring you up loads. I'm then going back to the website, putting in that code. That one doesn't exist. That one's not valid. That one's not valid. And then every time you put the code in, it opens up another window. And then I'm spending more time trying to find a code than I've spent looking for
the actual
item. But then I even go like one step further as well, where sometimes if we're in, I don't know, we've gone to Pizza Express for tea, like just when the bill comes, I'm saying to Rory, hold on, let me see if I can just find a code. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah. And he's like, God, Erin, no, because he's total opposite. He would find that more embarrassing to do that. Whereas I'm like, why? It's free.
Now, if you can get your dough balls for free, love.
Well, exactly. Like, I don't see the problem with that because, and I think we had this conversation before as well, as like, maybe I sometimes struggle with social cues. Like, most things don't embarrass me like that. Whereas Rory would find it like absolute hell for me to be like, to try to sign up to something. But the voucher codes thing is like brilliant because you're, just scooting around like, what can I buy that's a discount even though I don't need it? Like Amazon do it amazing, like Prime Day, like star discount or whatever they do. Yeah. It's like, a hedge trimmer.
Sure.
Don't have a hedge, could do it with a hedge trimmer. Like, just anything.
Okay, so look, I think because you sound like you are savvy AF.
Oh, yeah.
So what's your biggest, proudest deal to date? Can you think of it?
Well, I think anything over 15% off is a cracking
That's
deal.
A great one. Yeah.
I can't actually think of a really good one, but like I don't know about like students get amazing discounts, blue light discounts, all that sort of stuff. So using anybody else's discount is great. Like I don't remember. I don't know if you remember, but when like Orange Wednesdays and stuff were a thing, and everyone in my like friendship group, we messaged around, anyone got an Orange Wednesday code or something like that, and like you would just share codes for everything.
It's bizarre, and there's so many different kind of different styles of discount codes and things like that. It's so, I don't know, it's really nuanced. I get the logic and the calculation and what they're doing as marketeers, but sometimes like you generally get really obsessed with like, it's not enough. It's not enough. I want to get, I'm just going to see if I can find an extra code. I'm just going to see if I can find something else.
I like to feel like I've got a good deal though. And that's why I like sites like Vinted, Facebook Marketplace.
Love it.
Because and I sell on all of those platforms as well. And as a seller, it annoys the hell out of me. But as a buyer, I get it. Like, so someone lists something for an absolute cracking deal. Like I bought on Vinted the other week new with tags, pair of jeans, the exact jeans I would buy in the store, retail like £25-26 in like New Look or something. She listed them for like £8. She obviously bought them, they didn't fit, she missed the return, right? So she puts them up for whatever price, and I go in like £1 lower.
I always do a disc. Always like, would you sell these for?
I know.
You go £1 lower. I go cheeky AF.
Well, I
proper
would,
low.
but I almost like, I really wanted them, and nobody else was listing it.
Yeah, fair
just
enough.
Testing it. But I would always go in with that cheeky offer. Facebook Marketplace, list something for £20, somebody will come back in £10. I'm like, meet me in the middle. Like, it's just something about like getting a good deal, like value for money.
Yeah.
Like, even, and I don't know about you with your work, but I often have to, like buy things like through work. Like, I'm not paying for it. Like, my company pays for this stuff, whether we're running an event or whatever, and we're doing everything. So we get these quotes through, and I'm like, that feels excessive. Like, and then I'm like looking on Amazon for a better, similar product, better price.
Yeah.
Yes, it might be then I've got to do some like DIY with it, but anyone's money, I feel like I need to get a good deal for them.
Yeah, I'm totally with you. I mean, I work for a charity, so obviously I'm constantly after a deal.
Exactly.
I'm always like, honestly, I will turn on the waterworks. I will tell the sob story. Like, I will go full, like, blubbering if I have to. But yeah, no, I've got some proper... And I mean, and I don't want that to sound like, I don't know if it's arrogant.
Disingenuous.
Yeah, like, it's genuinely like, I am telling sob stories, but I am telling the reality.
Yeah.
It's a sob story that's got reality in it. So it's not that I'm saying, oh, it's all a big lie. Like, they're all fine, really. We don't need to help them, whatever sort of cause or event that I'm doing it for. But I can't not. If I know I can get a deal, or at least try, I'd rather try than not.
What's the worst that can happen?
That's
what I say. Is they're either going to give you a deal and you've saved money, or they say no and you decide whether you want to pay full price or not. So have you ever wanted something and like not been able to find a deal for it, or not, like,
and walked away
even though you wanted it?
Yeah. I may have gone back 6 months later.
That's the point. That's the point. And it's like, but like, you could have it, but it's always like bite your nose off to spite your face.
Completely.
Oh, couldn't get a deal, I'm not going to have it now.
Yeah, I've done that all the time. It's really bad.
And often, like, to my detriment as well, and Rory says this, like, Erin, buy cheap, buy twice.
Oh, that phrase, honest to God, that drives me pigging nuts, that phrase, because my parents use that. And I'm like, well, we don't have that budget all the time, thank you.
I know.
So Aldi it is.
I do, but that's it. Like, with things like food and stuff, I think it's very different.
No, I'm talking about the middle aisle.
Oh, well,
I'm talking about the middle aisle.
Absolutely favourite place.
Love the middle aisle.
It's my favourite place in. But and actually, like, the food thing, when we're talking about like value and deals, right? I do not see the difference. And correct me if I'm wrong. Like, when it comes to like fruit and veg, unless it's gone off, right?
Mm-hmm.
An apple's an apple.
Mm-hmm.
Banana is a banana. It's in a skin.
So I've got, I mean, it might be controversial. This might put off any particular future deals that we may have, but I prefer Asda fruit and veg to Waitrose because I think it's better.
I wouldn't be able to tell the difference, right?
I think it goes on the quality sometimes of the product, because sometimes you can tell.
Like the wonky veg.
Well, the wonky, and I think there's certain things about it, like, I just generally feel that things like, things are so small.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
And I'm paying £1 for something this big where I can get it in Asda for that big. I'm like, no.
That's the thing, right? Is it's most of those things are like farmed in the same farms, processed in the same factory. It is just like they're then separated at the end and sent to the relevant supermarkets, like depending on things like size, colour, how like good they're perceived. But then the supermarkets do the influencer marketing as well, and like how they do the adverts, how they speak to you. Like, I don't know about you, but I don't I don't shop generally in Waitrose and Marks and Spencer's. One, because they're not close to where we live, which was the like primary factor in choosing our supermarket. But I don't generally see the value. But when it comes to Christmas, so I only get my Christmas food in M&S.
Oh, but M&S is the whole different ballgame. This is the thing. So M&S to me, and this is where again, it comes from watching influencers show me.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm an Aldi and Asda, like they're my two like bezies, but then M&S is still part of the clan. So I'm more than happy to shop at M&S because I've been shown by influencers that the price of the lettuce in Aldi is exactly the same price as the lettuce in M&S.
Yeah, very true. Price match.
So there's loads of price matches in M&S, which is absolute genius, because then what do you buy, which is all the expensive stuff, all the convenience, lovely food that they've got, that you're just like, oh my God, that's the best taste sensation I can imagine. I have to have that.
Well, there is, like, I don't know what they do, what like stuff they put in their food, but there is something about it. Like,
no.
They've got it down to a T there. But, just how they present. And that is what it is about. Like,
but also the
presenting.
shopping experience. I think M&S, the experience you have.
But that then comes back to what we were saying about, how we are influenced by people online. It's like the experience of us watching them. So have you bought anything off TikTok shop? You know what I'm trying to say? Because that's a whole different buying experience.
Yeah. I mean, I think the last thing I bought off TikTok was a week ago.
What did you buy off TikTok shop?
Now, this is very shameful. I was so heavily influenced. Now, normally, how you say you skirt around you swipe, you look, you watch the hashtags. This one, I just went straight in. No, but I mean, it was 11 o'clock at night. I probably was a bit, delirious and tired. I bought wax candies.
Oh, what now?
Exactly. So for those of the listeners and viewers that may be on the TikTok, one of the trends that's been going round, and it could be just in my little arena of TikTok, wax candies. Now, this is no word of lie. It's generally, they're sweets made of wax.
That literally sounds disgusting.
Beeswax, right? And I have watched, I can't even tell you how many videos of people cracking in and eating one of these wax candies. So I was just obsessed. I was just like, what is that? I have to know what it is. I have to understand. Anyway, so I bought this like tub, £12, may I add.
Stop.
It was like the size of a hummus. So I was like, right, we're not doing that again. These things, I couldn't even smell them. They were gross.
Oh.
And I made all the kids try them. So I've got these videos of George and Maxwell, Lawrence, and Sophia. And I was like, and so basically what people tell you to do, it's got a liquid in. So it's like a wax candy, and then it's got like a liquid fruity, like jelly thing in the middle. So you're supposed to eat it, and eat it like you would like bubble gum. So it's like a chewing gum. You're supposed to chew it. Anyway, I smelled it. I was like, ugh. So I was like, you do it, Lawrence, you do it. And so I'm doing it. These things were I mean, Sophia loved them. The boys loved them, but that's just because they love anything with sugar. But like, oh, no, thank you.
So the only thing, and I haven't quite bought it yet, only because I know what I'm like and I can be quite lazy and it requires a lot of manual labour. But have you seen the wooden floor scrubbing brush?
Yes.
That I'm dying for. Like, they put it on the wooden floor and they're like, squeegee out.
Or am I?
No, stop. Did you get
Oh, got one.
But that looks
It's amazing. It is good.
Oh. And we've got wooden floors like throughout the ground floor of our house. And I know, and I actually probably haven't bought it because Rory would be like, Erin, if you start that, you've got to finish it. And I probably wouldn't. Like, I remember when I tried to jet wash our patio, I probably done about 3 tiles and I stopped. And Rory was like, you started now, you've got to finish.
You've got to commit.
I don't want to. And then I like get half-hearted like CBA to like do it properly, and it got patches. And he's like, Erin, this is why you don't do stuff.
Bless you. Oh no. Well, look, I mean, I'm addicted to TikTok shop.
Yeah.
I'm one of those people that, like, if anything comes up on my feed, I'm like, oh, quite like that. So you know how you're looking for discount codes? I'm looking for other influencers that have got a better deal. So they're all like selling other stuff. So the one that I got, which Lawrence was like, what are you doing? was, I don't know whether anybody else had this, but on my TikTok feed a couple of months ago, I got the world's ending. It's World War III. Yeah. So anyway, what you need to stock up on, what you need to have. So I was like, oh, I definitely need, and I'm like listening to all these people telling me what I need. I was like, okay, I need a solar bar for all my charging of my devices. Lawrence is like, babe, if we're going into World War III, there's not going to be any 5G. And I'm going, oh, okay. So I buy this like solar charging battery pack thing. I buy a wind-up radio.
Love that. Makes sense.
I buy a wind-up torch.
Yeah.
Just so I've got these things.
That's really clever.
Do you know what I mean? And I was like heavily influenced by this guy who's like, and if Russia does this, or if like, if Israel or Iran do that, this is what's going to happen. So these are the 5 things you need.
But then I also feel you've just touched on a really good point about people influencing your thoughts and like your emotions and everything. And that's quite emotive. And some people would have been really sucked into that. So it's not all just about the fluffy stuff. It's, the serious stuff as well. And, what I think of is all of these people now that are, doing really well, making loads of money, like just people in their bedrooms, in their kitchens, selling stuff on TikTok shop, like barely any followers, whatever, right? I've watched some people on TikTok for periods of time, a few months at a time, they're doing really well, and then poof, they've gone. Where are they? What are they doing now?
Oh, really? So
they've disappeared.
Gone. Well,
but that's the influence of the world.
That's the world, isn't it?
Highs and lows. Like 1 minute you're something, the next minute you're nothing.
Yeah. No, that's so true, actually, because that's the thing. It's such a short-lived thing as well, because if you think about it, the influencing world is now widening to different ages, and life happens. So what if you can't keep going? What if you can't keep posting and keep up with the algorithms and what you're required to do and what have you? Then people will just go. Because like if you're 55 and, I don't know, having some sort of family emergency, or if you're 13 or where did GCSEs 14, 15,
yeah, no,
whatever, but like you've got that commitment where you're offline for however long, like you're not gonna keep up, that you have to constantly be on it.
And that's going to be the thing. Like I know certainly kids now, you ask so many kids what they want to do, teenagers. I want to be a YouTuber. I want to be an influencer. I want to be reality TV. Like I remember when I was in my teens, it was like the biggest thing. I want to be on Big Brother. I want to do.
Oh my God, Big Brother, yeah.
But it changes and evolves, and it's like actually that is a career path now to agree. And people can be really successful, but it's how you leverage it.
Yeah. And have you seen this thing about faceless influencing?
So the people that like talk over, it's not their face.
Yeah. And that's like huge, because that means that they don't have to kind of constantly be there.
Yeah.
Which means they don't even have to be present. Like they can do it all, stack them all up and just schedule them all and off they go. And yeah, it's insane.
It's just, it's really interesting, and it's a different world. And I think we've seen how it's grown over the last like 5 years. I think COVID blew it up. Obviously, it was a massive thing before that, but I think people being at home, obviously TikTok grew massively in that like COVID era. And like who knows where it's going to be in like another 10 years time? Like what are we going to be buying? Or is it going to go totally the other way again?
That's so true, because it's really interesting around that. This is what they're talking about at the moment, sort of in terms of the trends and stuff, is whether this is where I'm going very intellectual again, but the online safety bill that's coming in, that's potentially all of the meta apps, so like Facebook, WhatsApp, Instagram, they could all disappear. They potentially could. TikTok could go. So again, where do we go? Where do we get all this stuff from? These people literally would lose their jobs overnight because of the way that we're getting this legal.
Yeah, and you know what? That's a conversation for another day. What would the world and our lives be like if we were suddenly offline?
Oh, that is okay. We'll have to put that on the list.
That's perfect timing. This has been a really good.
This has been quite a serious one.
Yeah,
it's been quite intellectual today, Erin.
I like it, but it just questions everything, and it just makes you like second guess things. Like I do often find myself thinking, "Oh, I'm going to buy that," and then I question, "Why am I going to buy that? Have I been made to do that?" Or or how you see other people have been influenced to do things.
Yeah. I actually think we could actually continue this one. This could be over, because again, there's that whole thing like you've talked about in the way that you know, what do you get influenced by in terms of influencers or de-influence, as we said earlier?
Yeah.
But also, what do your friends influence you to buy?
Yeah.
So again, like that could be something we talk about.
Absolutely.
See, the list just keeps on giving.
Yeah.
I love it.
This one's
All right,
brilliant.
thanks, babe.
Lovely catching up with you.
Too. And we'll catch you all later.
See ya.
Cheers.